Once again, we come to the end of yet another year. Well, it was like 2 weeks ago, but I did have a lot of shit going on, so anyway, it has finally come to the end of the year. Welcome back to everyone's most sought after yearly tradition, Forever Spinning's 30 favorite albums of the year. And contrary to popular belief, I will be talking about albums from 2022. It's been a weird year for me, but at the same time, it has also been chock full of album-y goodness. I also just realized this is the 5th time I've made one of these, so that is pretty dang cool. Before we get started, let me be clear that I am not a reviewer or a critic or anything like that. I'm just a dickhead with a camera, some records, and an incessant need to talk about music. Anyway, these are my favorite releases. These are not the best releases. If they were best, then they would be objective, which would make me a critic. And what did I say earlier? One more time for the people in back. I am not a critic or a reviewer or anything like that. All right, cool beans. I think we're on the same page. And well, if we're not, then you're a lost cause, but that is a story for a different time. Let's get right into things, starting off with some honorable mentions in no particular order, really. All right, let's go. Skintifia by Fontaines DC. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry. This World Is Going to Ruin You by Vane FM. Sugar Rot by P.S. You're Dead. Frank by Fly Anakin. Capper Songs by FKA Twigs. Once Twice Melody by Beach House. In Our House Now by Bad Heaven Limited. Celebrity Therapist by the Callous Dow Boys. Hygiene by Drug Church. Guilty Pleasure by Cheem. Killing Nothing by Boldy James. See Through You by A Place to Bury Strangers. Labyrinthitis by Destroyer, I probably fucked that up, I don't care. Visitor by Empath. 40 Ounces to Fresno by Joyce Manor. Forget Your Own Face by Black Dresses. No Good at Goodbyes by Gridiron. Crash by Charlie XCX. And In the Midnight Hour by Perennial. Boom! Okay, let's get right into things. Starting off at number 30, we have Out of Body by Dazy. I've been a fan of Dazy for a while now, but I must say this new record is home to some of their best work yet. The production is definitely cleaned up compared to previous projects, making this a pop rock masterpiece. Dazy doesn't have the same wittiness or whack humor that somebody like Jay Retard does have, but Dazy still puts on a masterclass when it comes to songwriting. I mean, Roller Coaster Ride is an underground mega hit just waiting to happen. Next up, we have Chick 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 with Let It Be Blue. This is absolutely one of my favorite Chick 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 full projects. I think it has a lot of character and fluidity, morphing itself at the drop of a hat. There's some really cool cuts on here that will definitely bring me back in the future. Oh, and spoiler alert, we do have a So You're Interested in Chick 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 coming next month. Be sure to look out for that because I must say, I think I did a pretty damn good job. Before I dive into the next one, I would like to once again remind all of you sickos out there that I am not a reviewer. All right, I really think that the third time that I said it there really drove it home, so okay. Okay. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar comes in at number 28. I think it is really good, but I also think it pales in comparison to Good Kid Mad City or To Pimp a Butterfly. Honestly, this record is just too damn long. There's some really good tracks, but it also kind of feels like a chore to listen to. I can honestly say that I've only listened to this album like 3 times fully through. It's just a lot. But still, it has some certified bangers as well as some great think pieces, thus justifying its placement on this list. I can't believe that I'm about to do this right now, but next one up is actually a country record. Yes, I know, sound the alarm, call the cops, arm the troops, the unthinkable is happening. The record is Still Life by Carson McHone, and it comes in at number 27. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful indie alternative country LP. McHone is amazing, and I really do love her work, especially on this project. The title track is reason enough to be added to this list, so yeah, go check it out, go from there. Also, there may or may not be a video on her music in the works as we speak, we'll see what happens. The first real hardcore record to show up on this list is Slowbleed's The Blazing Sun, A Fiery Dawn. It's aggressive, methodic, and direct all at once. By no means does it reinvent the wheel, but goddamn man, this record is so fucking sick. If you're into hardcore at all, go check out this project. There are plenty of tracks on here to keep you engaged. Next is Dawn FM by The Weeknd. Yes, of course this is going to show up here at some point. Any album that has Take My Breath on it will automatically end up in my 30 favorite albums list. Overall though, it is very atmospheric while also being laser focused in the entire time. I just love the thematics and presentation of the material at hand. Australia is crazy for this one, as A Gang Called Speed by Speed is one of my favorite hardcore releases of last year. The riffs are sick and the pits look even sicker. There is no shroud of doubt in my pea-sized brain that this group is going to kill it for many years to come. Lonely Ghost Records has been the home to some of my favorite releases over the past couple of years, and now we can add Funeral Home's Blue Heaven to that list. This is a really good DIY shoegaze project featuring some great mixing and construction. I can't say that I was aware of Funeral Homes before this record came out, but I will say that they are definitely on my radar from here on out. Another great release comes from Father John Misty with Chloe in the Next 20th Century. Yet another solid LP from this charismatic devil. Father John Misty delivers on a record that is somber, depressing, and just a tad bit silly. I know it's not number one on this list, but it should be required listening regardless. I can truly say that I think Conway the Machine's God Don't Make Mistakes is his best record yet. His lyricism is on a whole nother level, his delivery is on point, and the beats are just flat out hard. The Griselda Records train continues to chug along. Up next is The Loser by Gospel. Not only did they make one of the greatest comebacks of 2022, they also made a killer record. This thing kicks all of the asses at once in an orderly and military manner. After 20 plus years of being on break, I can confidently say they still got it. Now I'm just waiting on my limited vinyl release, which is coming to me from my boy up at Limited to One. Boy, I cannot wait to have that in my hands. The 19th spot goes to Pusha T with It's Almost Dry. You can't possibly think that I was gonna pass this one over, right? Push absolutely demolishes this LP. Honestly, the only reason it's not higher is because Dickhead West did so much production on this album that I kind of feel weird about it. I know it's weird, it's just a personal thing, especially with everything going on with him right now. It just didn't really sit right despite the fact that this is Pusha T's album. I don't know, maybe it's unfair, maybe it's uncalled for, but that's just my personal feelings on the matter. But Mr. Pusha T, well, Push is still king in my book. Another great LP comes in the form of Blending by High Viz. There's such emotion in each and every delivery on this project. It feels so tangible while also having an air of illusion and mystery hidden behind each hazy note. I love this band, and this record is absolutely one of my favorites from them so far. Do not be surprised if you see a video covering them on this channel in the future. This next record is not for the faint of heart. I'm gonna butcher this whole thing, but the band's name is Moreru or something like that, and the album name, well, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Simply put, this is one of my favorite power violence records of the year, no doubt about it. It's utterly guttural in its approach to blow your freaking mind, with every instrument being turned up to 11. If you like heavy shit, listen to this album. On a completely different side of the musical realm, we have Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon. I'm not a huge Spoon guy, but this record does slap. The grooves on the hardest cut are some of the best in all of indie rock. This is such a great listen, and it deserves to be heard by the masses. One of the earliest 2022 releases comes in next as Earl's Sweatshirt Sick enters the fold. What can I say about Earl that hasn't been said already? Longtime viewers know how much I love him as well as his music, and this is just a new piece to be added to the collection. The more Earl, the better, that's all that I'm saying. Number 14 is Dissolution Wave by Cloakroom. This thing is covered head to toe in fuzzy shoegaze goodness, even if Cloakroom isn't a shoegaze band themselves. The innovative blend of hardcore and shoegaze sounds so good, with the band's songwriting taking a leap forward. I'm certainly excited for more Cloakroom in the future. Next up is Deathfame by Quelle Chris. This record is deep as hell as Chris creates some of his most personal music to date. The textures on this project are absolutely lovely, creating this dark playground for Chris to come in and lay down his amazing bars. Anybody who's not listening to this album deserves to miss out on it at this point. Just kidding, go listen to it, it's really good. At the 12 spot is Psychokinetic Love Songs by Hey I Love You. Following their 2021 EP Internet Breath, which just so happened to be my favorite EP of last year, they're back with a brand new LP that is bigger and better than ever. The thematics are more elaborate and fluid, running through a myriad of genres like you're scrolling through an old iPod. This record is legit and fun as hell, only adding to my love of this enigmatic group. Another great release was Billy Wood's Aethiopes. I'm not all that well versed in Billy Wood's music, but goddamn, this record is definitely one of my favorites. The lyrical power of this LP is unmatched, while the production in the instrumentals is simply sublime. This album will probably end up being the reason that I dive into Billy Wood's discography even deeper. Moving into the top 10, this next record kicks ass and smokes grass, jazz through its blistering 34-minute runtime. And that album, of course, would be Baby by Petrol Girls. The themes are intense as this LP is heavily motivated by the political injustices throughout the world. I'm sure that it was intended to be more empowering for women, but shit man, after hearing this, I was ready to go running out into the streets and join the protests myself. Baby is infectious all the way through, and it will have you joining side by side with the Petrol Girls to fight the powers that be. Another fantastic 2022 release is Ants From Up There by Black Country New Road. I feel like I don't need to hop on the bandwagon of people talking about how good this record is, and it's not because I don't like the album, obviously it's number 9 on my list, but I think that everything that people have said thus far, it really encapsulates what this record's about, and I feel like I don't have to add anything to that conversation. It's sprawling, engrossing, and utterly beautiful. It truly is a work of art that needs to be appreciated in its fullest and truest form. Whatever you do, go give this a spin, and I don't mean like on Spotify, I mean buy a record player if you don't have one, buy this album on vinyl, and then go place it gently, put the needle on, and enjoy it from there. Lucky Styles by They're Gutting a Body of Water is yet another wonderful 2022 LP. One of the coolest and most exciting shoegaze outfits of recent years, They're Gutting a Body of Water follow up their 2019 LP with this stunning piece of music. Exploding with density both in the lyrics as well as the instrumentals, Lucky Styles is going to be an album that I think I'll be coming back to a lot over the next couple of years. Another favorite hardcore LP from 2022 is a Eulogy for Those Still Here by Counterparts. It could just be recency bias, but goddamn man, this record rips. Brendan Murphy and crew knock it out of the park once again. The mixing and production is so apt, making everything feel bigger without it feeling fake or unnecessary. Yet another killer release from this consistently great group. My favorite hip-hop release of this past year is Finally New by They Hate Change. I've been following these two for a hot minute, even making a video about them back in 2020. This record lived up to the hype and then some. The beats are intricate and cared for, while the lyrics are so meticulous that you would have thought they were conjuring up a complex math problem while writing them. I adored every second of this LP and cannot wait to see what these two do next. Only onwards and upwards for the good folks that They Hate Change. Also, Andre and Fawn, if you guys are watching, I need a physical release of 666 Central Avenue. I need it in my life. Thank you, God bless, good night. Mwah. Cracking the top 5 is Fawn by Foxtails. Easily one of the most exciting post-hardcore releases of this past year, Fawn is a fucking beast. The instrumentals are unrelenting, even adding violins to add to the anxiety-inducing dread that this record cloaks you in. I think this album kicks so much ass and is absolutely worth your time, even if you're not big into post-hardcore or really know nothing about the genre at all. Not to mention, Foxtails are here to stay, so get used to it. At number 4, we have Chat Pile's God's Country. This is just unreal post-hardcore from this OKC outfit. I've been following them for a little while now, but this album was well worth the wait. The instrumentals are intense and frightening throughout, while the vocals feel more like slam poetry. Most of the time when I see people talk about this band, they compare them to that dirty fucker who fronts Daughters, and if you don't know why he's a dirty fucker, you should go look it up. And you should probably stop listening to Daughters music, but you don't have to take my word for it, I understand. But then I saw somebody compare the lead singer of Chat Pile to Jonathan Richman, who is the lead singer of the Modern Lovers, and I must say, it is a very fair comparison. Long story short, Chat Pile rocks, the Modern Lovers rock, this album frickin' rocks, and the lead singer of Daughters can go choke on a bag of condoms and suffocate. The 3 spot goes to Cave World by Viagra Boys. This is nothing more than a perfectly solid Viagra Boys release, which is something that I've kind of grown accustomed to at this point. They don't drop the ball at all on this album, making their strengths even stronger, and their weaknesses are really just pushed to the side. The songwriting is brilliant and unique, especially on songs like ADD and Return to Monkey. It's an incredibly strong effort from front to back, and it's another album to be added to this wonderfully weird discography that they've built up. And if you know anything about me, you'll know that I'll still be chomping at the bit for the next Viagra Boys record. 2022's runner-up for my favorite album of the year is going to have to go to Diaspora Problems by Soul Glow. I mean, what else can I say that hasn't been said already? This album is fucking flawless. It's beyond innovative, it's fun, it's catchy, it's enjoyable, it's hard-hitting, and it is so thought-provoking. It's literally everything that you could ask for in a hardcore album. If you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you will know how high I've been on Soul Glow since like 2019 at this point. So for me, it's kind of vindicating to see these guys blow up as much as they have and finally get the respect that they deserve, even though I think they deserve more respect. But even after me loving them for so long, Diaspora Problems found found a way to exceed my expectations and become this outstanding album. Also, if we do see an uptick of hardcore hip-hop fusion releases, I think that I know where we can start to point fingers. But yeah, I'm just so happy for Soul Glow. I'm happy for myself as well, considering I love this album. But yeah, for them, this is awesome. This is great. My only complaint is I need to get my vinyl copy. I know they said it's coming soon. I'm holding out hope. I trust them. I know that Secret Voice, Jeremy Baum of Touche Amore did it. Holding out hope. Very exciting. Can't wait to have it in my hands and to spin that beautiful wax. And now, ladies and germs, we come to the #1 spot in this video. And without further ado, my favorite album of 2022 is God Save the Animals by Alex G. This record is remarkable for a plethora of reasons, one of which is just how far Alex G has grown since his first release back in 2010. Before, a lot of his tracks would sound, more or less similar as a singer-songwriter type thing, but now they're so distinctly different and each their own entity. The emotional swells in this LP are second to none. I just can't speak highly enough about the songwriting skills that Alex must have to create such a masterpiece. Like, you could tie me up in a chair and put on Runner on loop for the rest of my days, and I guarantee you that even 30 years down the line, I'd still be bobbing my head and singing along. This is absolutely a god tier LP, and I don't really give a flying fuck if I'm the millionth person to say it. If Alex G has 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If Alex G has 10 fans, I'm one of them. If Alex G has 1 fans, I'm him. And if Alex G has no fans, then I am dead. Capiche? And that will conclude my favorite 30 albums of 2022. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, you can go ahead and subscribe for more videos just like this every year or so. I also make other content, obviously. I do a show called So You're Interested In, where I break down an artist's discography and show you the best place to start off with when really diving into their catalog. I've done a lot of videos on artists that were already mentioned in this video alone, so if you're interested in any of these artists and you kind of want to see more or get a good idea of where to start when getting into them, go ahead and check out the other videos that I have. I think that they might help you out. I also do a show called Stacks of Wax, where I go through my record collection alphabetically and just show off what I have so I can just really flex that vinyl muscle there, you know what I'm saying? Oh, also, head down in the comment section, like, right now. Like, right the fuck now, do it. I swear to God, if you don't fucking do it, I'm gonna reach the... Go down in the comment section below and let me know what is your favorite album of 2022. Maybe even give me like a top 5. If you can't pick one, that's totally cool. I just like having interaction and seeing what your ideas and what you like really are. But yeah, that will do it. I could chill a little bit more, but I'm just not going to because I'm a tired old man who wants to go Betty bye. Oh, one thing before I leave. One last thing. I have a video coming out tomorrow. It is instructions for a giveaway. First one on this channel, where I'm going to be giving away a record that actually is from this list. Just be on the lookout. It's coming out tomorrow. You'll get the instructions, see what you got to do. Cool. But yeah, that's it. Let's shut this bitch down, and let me remind you to go out and support your local record stores if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area. And, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.